So this video is going to be kind of a rant, but I think it's worth listening to because, or at least to me, this is an important issue. For people who regularly follow my posts, you probably already know that I checked myself into hospital last night. I probably don't seem like somebody that is depressed and just had an emotional breakdown. But that's the thing with depression. It is a day-to-day struggle, and some days are better than others. Today I'm doing better, a lot better than I was yesterday, and I really contribute that to the fact that I had so much support from my family and friends when I went into that hospital to get help. But I have a friend that I'm very frustrated with right now because she basically believes that people like me who have depression wake up and make the choice to be depressed and to not be happy. That is that makes me angry. I just don't even know how to describe it, because who wakes up every day and says, I want to be miserable? It's not fun to feel miserable. It's not fun to feel sad all the time. Why would someone choose that? I don't choose that. I don't have a choice in the matter. It's not a state of mind or the outlook I choose to have on life. It's the way my brain works. It's the way my brain is wired. It's a chemical imbalance or a chemical problem. It has nothing to do with what I choose. Now, everyone in their lifetime will probably feel depressed, but that is much different than suffering from depression, because depression is a mental illness that you cannot control, that needs to be treated just like a physical illness, because it can kill you. Depression kills, just like cancer, just like any sickness can kill you if it goes untreated. Like I just said a few minutes ago, everyone in their lifetime, possibly more than once, will feel depressed. And that is usually caused by circumstances in their life that have caused them to become lost, feel lost and hopeless. And yes, that can sometimes lead to suicide and things that suffering from depression can lead to. But it's different because that kind of depression, that is a state of mind. That is a depression that is brought on by circumstances in your life. Suffering from depression, the mental illness depression, is not a choice you make. You wake up every day, even if things are going good in your life, you wake up and you have that sadness in the back of your mind. And usually that sadness is much more intense if you are not receiving treatment or on medication. My friend basically told me that medication does nothing. Medication fucks up your brain. Medication alters your thought process and state of mind. The medication is what makes me think I need the medication and makes me think that I'm dependent on it and that I can't be normal without it. I'm going to tell you something. Medication saved my life. When I was a junior in high school, I was so depressed that it was not funny. I cried every day. I sat in my room. I cut myself. I fantasized about suicide. I ran away from home. I threatened to kill myself. I was a mess. And anybody who wants to say I brought that on myself, well, fuck you. Fuck you. I would never wake up and decide I want to ruin everybody's lives by being miserable and making them cater to me. Why would I do that when I have the option to be happy? When you have depression, it's not a choice. And if you think that it's just something that is wrong with my outlook on life or state of mind, then you're wrong and you don't know. And unless you've experienced it, you should not have an opinion because you don't know. You don't know how hard it is to wake up every morning and not want to exist. You don't know what that feels like. And you know what? Maybe my friend did go through a period in her life where she felt depressed, and now she has found this positive outlook on life. Good for her. I am jealous. I am honestly jealous of her that she was able to do that. But that just proves my point that she just went through a depressed stage in her life. She does not suffer from depression. And it angered me when she said that I will never get better if I'm on medication because medication makes me think differently, that it makes me think I need it, and that I won't live normally without it. What is normal, honestly? What is it? Medicine is not some sort of conspiracy. Mental illness is real. I read a quote somewhere that said, depression is cancer of the mind. And I have to agree with that. It is. Because medication for depression and mental illness is the same as antibiotics for an infection or chemotherapy for cancer. Chemotherapy helps cancer. It does cure it sometimes, but not always. And sometimes once you think it's cured, it can come back. Antibiotics can get the infection out of your body, but chances are you're going to get an infection or become sick another time in your life and need those antibiotics again. Medication does not cure mental illness because mental illness is something you are born with. It might not come out till later in your life, but it's in there. And medication isn't going to kick it out. If you stop taking your medication, it will resurface again. Just like if you stop chemotherapy, your cancer will resurface again. Depression is something that needs to be treated throughout your whole life. You cannot be cured of depression or mental illness. If you're truly mentally ill, it's just part of who you are. It doesn't ever completely go away. You just learn to cope with it and you get treatment for it so it's easier to live with. For someone like my friend who is not depressed anymore and has this great outlook on life, I have two theories. One, the mental health field failed her, and she does not believe that they can help her anymore. I know this is stupid because it's a TV show, but I saw an episode of Law & Order or something where that happened to someone. They thought medication and psychiatry was a big conspiracy to make money, when come to find out the character had been failed by the mental health field, and he felt that he was hopeless. And so those things can't be right because they didn't help me. Or two, like I mentioned earlier and a few times, she does not suffer from depression. She went through a depressed period in her life, which is totally different. So that is basically what my rant is. Medication is not some sort of conspiracy. Medication does not make you worse. Medication saved my life. Medication has saved other lives. Depression is not something I can snap out of. I don't wake up every morning and decide to be miserable. I cannot control it. And if you sit there and tell me that, then fuck you. Because you clearly don't understand what it's like. And I refuse to discuss the topic with anybody. I honestly do. Like, from here on out, I hope nobody ever brings this up to me again because it's such It's a topic that brings up so many emotions in me. How can you sit there and say someone is making it up in their head or they bring it on themselves? Fuck you. Because you don't know. You don't. So, yeah, that is my rant. And I hope that everybody who watches this video passes it on. Please do, because it would mean a lot to me. Because I'm getting sick of hearing people take mental illness and depression as a joke. It's not a joke. It kills just like cancer and any other sickness. So you need to really think about yourself and take a step back before you make assumptions like that and think that you know how to cure people of depression. Because you don't. You're not a psychiatrist. You didn't go to school. You didn't study medicine. If you study medicine and say, "Oh, look at this test result. This chemical in the medication alters your thought process, alters and puts the thought in your head that you need this," then I will believe you. But otherwise, shut the fuck up. You're not a researcher. You don't know. I'm pretty sure that if the field of psychiatry and medication was a big conspiracy, it would have come out by now. But if you look at reality, a lot of people have benefited from treatment. So fuck you if you think otherwise. You can have your opinion, but I'm telling you it's wrong. I normally am not the kind of person that's like, you're wrong, I'm right. Because I believe that everyone's allowed to have their opinion. But when your opinion is based on facts, then you're wrong. You're wrong. You can't look at my life and say that medication has been negative for me. I am here today because of medication. So that's all I have to say. And I hope people take it seriously. Thank you.